coming up as well. So you and I, we you know, love the beloved Dread Shed, and we actually had a rough one. Didn't go our way a couple of days ago against Team Omen, and I'll be interested to see if you know, Bleedouts have the same potential to muck it up the same way we did. Because I'd say going into that set, we were pretty heavy favourites to win the Dread Set, and yeah, as I said, we mucked it up and lost, but you know, we are going to see JD on the killer here, so it is Bleedout's pick, and you know, he's a very good Dredge, big fella. But nah, overall, bro, how do you think a Dredge should be started, bro? What are we looking for here from Ascendance?
I think that usually you want to start 2 up and 2 go down, and you just want to try to go to either God Pallet first chase, take tag, and play safe. Have a good lasting chase with the God Pallets. We see Hasso here not going to the God Pallets. Ruthless Gem getting caught out by 12. He's now going to the God window, I'm assuming. Yep, he is. He's playing this decently well. Gets the window, gets distance from the M1.
Yeah, honestly, not bad. They're going to outlast the Nightfall here, which I think you would agree with me, Mike, that, you know, to have a pretty decent start to the Dredge, you sort of have to outlast that Nightfall. And from my recollection, I didn't actually catch it, but I don't think they've actually used any of the God fillers yet. So they're actually not in the worst spot right now. We do see Blood Favor, Surge, Ruin, and Sloppy Butcher coming in. And Big Hasso there, gonna make the window. Big shout out to Big Hasso. It's gonna be his first proper comp game. He was in the coach v coach setting, but first time suiting up for Ascendance, the captain, and we are gonna choose to teleport away there and take a tag onto V-Links, otherwise known as Chippy. But nah, quite a great start. We do have quite an interesting lineup. There's actually quite a lot of experience in this new Ascendance team. For how new they are. We do have the Big Hass, obviously, who's quite new to comp himself, the captain, but he's been able to put together quite a lovely roster. He's got Ruthless Gem, who's been in the game for a while, and as I speak right on cue, Big Hass is going to take it down right in the corner there, and that Blood Favor is going to be active in the background, but we did see a gem pop. Ruin and Blood Favor set up, as I was alluding to, but yeah, V-Link's also in this lineup as well. He's also been in the scene for quite a bit. He just got reset in the background as well. I know Devour's sitting there on the bench giving good comms as well. You know, as a Ruthless been there for a while, he's a great spirit. And Beanie as well. I know Beanie's quite an OG as well, Mike. You know a bit more about Beanie. But yeah, honestly, bro, this overall start for Ascendance is not too bad. We did see Hasso take it down there. And now Ruthless is going to go down. So maybe Caster's Curse. We're going to get a couple quick things going our way if you're JD right now. I'm probably going to take a tag onto Beanie, bro. And Blood Favor's still active. And yeah, this is probably a bit scary if you're Ascendance now, bro.
Yeah, I agree. Although he didn't get a down during Nightfall, he did get 3 tags, and with a Sloppy Butcher, it does force them to reset if they want to sit gens aggressively or go for an unhook.
Exactly right, big fella. And we do finally pop down that God filler, finally at 5. And I think this is JD's 3rd Nightfall, bro. And that's pretty scary considering we've only been in this trial for what feels like only 5 minutes. But it's you know, oh, we're gonna get V-Links caught out on Nightfall right at this they call these the house pallets, but that's very, very bad. You know, Ascendance, or when you think about it in theory,
as well.
Yeah, he does secure the seconds onto Big Hasso. But I was just gonna say, Mikey, to have Dredge be your first pick as your first game as Team Ascendance, it's very, very questionable that they did let this pick slide against someone such as JD as well, bro. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't be very confident even versus JD in general. But we are going to TP straight back. But you know, the recovery is sort of being made here. We do have Big Hasso finally off look, but the tunnel out is going to start now. The problem is, Mikey, he's going to have to last a very long time, and he still has 11 down. He's playing Macca's right now, but there's no one able to take a hit tank, so I don't see it lasting very long. We've TP'd away by accident, though. Big fumble from JD.
Oh no, at least he's still stuck at the vault. He gets the down still, or he should with the remnant placement if no one comes in to break it for him. And it looks like it's a secured down. Oh. Actually,
he's lost him a little bit.
He jiggied to the bathroom. That's actually a really good play. I didn't expect that, because that was actually a very tough spot to be in. Would you agree, Joms?
Oh, bro, yeah, like Macca's pellet kicked the door and Nightfall. Yeah, no one can take a hit tank in that position. Unfortunately, though, he is going to go down. Big Hasso, though, in his debut, this is going to be him chalked up and put on the hook. But no, overall, Big Hasso's debut in into, you know, OSL Season 4 wasn't necessarily the worst, wasn't necessarily the best either, but no, you know, quite a good thing to see. We're going to have to see if they can provide the 3v1. I'm not too sure who's going to be gem and killer for Team Ascendance. I could only imagine it'd be like Beanie. I hear he's like P100 on the dredge, so hopefully he will be able to perform. But yeah, I think as it stands right now, Mike, I think if we get Beanie reset in the background somewhere, I still think this can be 4K1. You know how dredge sets go when this with this, you know, with a bad start, bro. It just spells disaster, man. But taking just chase straight onto Ruthless as well. He's gonna take a tag early, so yeah, Beanie's not even gonna be able to get reset before we get another chase going. So yeah, this thing's looking pretty bad, bro. Maybe 4K2, with all things considered, maybe, bro. I'll be honest.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They had little gen pressure as the early tags forced a lot of resets. And even for Big Hass's last chase, they only managed to get 2 resets off, as you mentioned, Beanie staying injured. And now it's looking a bit dire as the only progress gen has been erupted, and he spots a survivor as well.
You know, we already know this door's been kicked as well, Mike, and this is gonna be Beanie going down, so we might actually see a 4K4 here from Big JD, which, you know, going into the game, I think everyone would agree that Bleedout is probably the favorite obviously going into this matchup, Ascendance being quite a brand new team, but we are going to find Big Chip out here as well. He's going to get the stun onto Big JD there, so well played from Chippy. He's going to try and get the pick, actually. He's able to actually pick Ruthless Gem, and he's able to sprint burst away. So heroics from Chippy there in the last dying minutes of this game. He's actually able to save the embarrassment of a 4K4 here, but we're actually going to cut Ruthless Gem off. We're going to last a little bit longer. Hopefully we can make the filler know he's run into Classroom. Maybe forcing the pull here. No, just going to go straight down, and I think the combination of Blood Favor, Surge, Ruin, Sloppy, I think it's so overwhelming. And you know, even for the best teams, you know, I think even Gospel would struggle with a build like this, Mike. So I guess a good question to ask you, bro, is, I guess if we're comparing, now this is a very, very unfair comparison, I'm aware of this, but if we were to compare the best Dredge, the best Survivor team on Dredge, how do they out this? How do you out with this build? He's brung Blood Favor, Surge, as I said, and Ruin, and the Sloppy just packs on so much extra weight on top of all that. And, you know, with the chases they had at the start, how could you possibly come back from that?
I think it's definitely a sticky situation to be in. Probably the best Survivor team would... Oh, and there goes Ruthless Gem and slugging for 4K4. I think probably you have to just make a chase last, no matter which chase it is in the game. Force the God Palace to be used, extend the chase, get gen pressure. With gen pressure, with this build, it's a bit difficult for the Dredge to do much about it. There's no eruption, there is no pot, and therefore it'll cause a lot of stress to the killer. But I think JD played well, played to his strengths, which was his confident chases, and he was able to make good pressure out of his Ruin with the little gen regression that they had.
Very, very well said, big fella. Your knowledge always intrigues me with your interesting takes, I have to admit. Very, very well said, indeed. But no, yeah, like we alluded to, bro, this might just be a 4K4. I don't know how they recover from this part. I think I guess the better question would have been what is a better going into this game. I think the start wasn't even really bad for Ascendance. Like I said, they outlasted the Nightfall. I think yeah, like I said, you said it the best. It was the quick succession of tags, the Sloppy, the Ruin as well, even the Blood Favor as well, even Surge being like the whole build just sort of really plays together well with Midwich Dredge in particular. And I know as I said, I know it's a very if I had to pick one set out of all the killers, or out of all the killers in the pool, usually I would be confident on the fact that you can out every single set, and I think everyone would agree that there's always going to be a way to out every set on Survivor. But if I had to say there was one that is the most difficult, or that you shouldn't really be outing, it probably would be the Dredge. I feel like Dredge can be spam 4K at sometimes, and it just, you know, speaks true to what we're looking at right now, Mike. And you know, it's common that the younger teams do struggle with this. I don't know, they do have experienced players, but they haven't really played together for that long. I know, as we see V-Links going down on top of what I'm assuming is going to be the most active gen, progress gen there, and Surge is going to eat away at that, and Blood Favor is still up in this trial as well. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Mike. I haven't actually seen how much value Blood Favor's been getting in this. It seems to be still doing work. They're obviously, I mean, they don't really have the option, but they seem to just be powering through it. As I said, that might not be by choice, of course, but you know, we're choosing to take the chase onto big. I'm not too sure who this Jake is. Ruthless Gem, but we're actually able to jiggy that rare fumble from JD here. But yeah, nah, maybe a little bit of a recovery here. Maybe we can pull back a 4K2 maybe.
I think the Jake is doing well, Ruthless Gem. He's doing well with what little resources he has. And I think the Blood Favor isn't doing much anymore as pallets have been used. But in the early game, it really helped secure those tags. And one thing that you taught me, one saying that you've taught me was Dredge Midwich is a pretty textbook game because most spawns are guaranteed, and therefore just the team that does better with the information they know about the pallets, the spawns, the windows, the better macro overall wins. And I think it's well fitting that JD with his good macro on the killer, he shows that to fruition. His knowledge of the random placements catches the survivors off guard, and he just knows what to do when it comes down to it. I think that's the difference that it makes in this game. And it's okay because less experienced teams will struggle with a more heavy macro set like Midwich compared to probably an S tier killer where Chase might be able to carry a bit more. What do you think about that, Johns?
That was honestly, bro. Yeah, really, really well said, big fella. You're exactly right, dude. You're exactly right. Like, and we're gonna actually catch out Big V Links here. So that reset actually gonna come in. I'm not sure why V Links. I think he might. He just got a bit of a HUD bug there. I thought someone got grabbed out of a locker. My eyes deceived me. But no, as I said, Mike, you're exactly right, bro. And yeah, I think I'm not sure what Ascendance picked. I'll actually have to have a quick look, but you know, I'm assuming they'll have something that they're a bit more confident in, something they can lean into, being their first pick. I actually, you know, you obviously know better than most. We spoke to Picasso during the week actually, because you know, first game and all, you know, Team Synergy was trying to get him pumped up for his first game. We're actually going to catch V-Links out here. And I do believe this will be the death onto V-Links, if I'm not mistaken. And Ruthless Gem is going to get pulled in the background. So as JD does slowly die out the rest of this game, and as Ascendance plays for what could maybe be a 4K3 at the very best, as we literally land on top of Ruthless Gem in Nightfall. As I said, I'm not too sure what Ascendance picked. I really do hope that it's something they can lean into with their young talent that they have mixed with the old heads. Because I know the survival lineup they have right now is quite impressive when you think about experience. Like three of these four boys have been in the game for longer than myself even. So when you put that into perspective, it's quite a lot of knowledge that they have going around here. Again, I'm just absolutely struggling to figure out. They pick Spirit on Wrecker's Yard, so Ruthless Gem's going to be playing Spirit. Now, again, maybe not as high macro set, Mikey, but you know, if things go wrong on Spirit in the early game, it's kind of hard on Wreckers for things to go wrong. I'll be completely honest. Spirit is very, very simplified these days when you put her on Wreckers. I think you would agree, Buller, but no, overall, it's tough. What do you do? Do you reset the mental? Obviously, you know, they're going to have Beanie come in next and play, you know, Dredge, and he's going to have to play for what I think is going to be a 4K5, as we do see V-Links get slugged for what seems to be the 6th or 7th time. Shout out the bros in this trial. But yeah, Beanie's going to stealth away, just playing for this absolute best result. Now, Beanie is worth noting. Beanie is actually fresh. So if V-Links does have somehow die on this floor, and the hatch does become a spawn, which, unironically, is the only RNG aspect. Unfortunately, we are going to find him at Koyan. Anyway, as I was going to say, the hatch is the only RNG aspect about Midwich, unironically, funnily enough. But, yeah, this is just going to be a nice remnant placement into a vault. That's going to be 4K4, Mike. So, yeah, that's tough with your Ascendance as your first overall ever. But I'm sure they'll look back at this and they'll have a think like, you know, look, it's Dredge, it's Midwich, it's literally a spam 4K set in most people's eyes, and I don't think Beanie will be too, you know, upset if he doesn't reach this win con. I'm assuming it's Beanie that's going to be playing Dredge. I don't think he'll be too upset. if he doesn't meet this win con on the next trial, bro. I'm more worried about, or more worried, but I'm more interested in Spirit, bro, how Spirit goes, because I think if, they can get, I saw Maya have a game on, Maya from Catchem have a game with Spirit yesterday, bro, and the way she started the game was so good, bro. She got her 4 fresh out the way very early, and then she just, I don't know, just lost it before as well, but yeah, I don't know, Mike. You got a 4K5 this one if you're Beanie, 4K4 Tycon. I guess the realistic thing is you can maybe tie it. What do you do? You just bring like full esoteric build and just try to go for the 4 slug. Like, whoa, I don't even know what you do here, bro. You just sort of have to send it.
Yeah, I just think that he just should play for the best result he could get, so he can just establish a baseline for what his dredge can get in the future. I think that's the best. I think the P100 dredge is as a formidable foe if he can get down the textbook stuff like the remnant placements correctly.
And you'd think being a P100, bro, having all that time in pubs, he would have some idea. Oh, that's a wall!
Oh,
Free duck just eating some metal right into the earliest part of this game. That is quite a big blunder. He is going to make deep 5, and we're actually going to get caught off. Quite a nice flick on the camera from Beanie there to navigate to that that other locker actually to cut off LV Duck there, and he is going to choose to slug as I predicted at the very start. And Michael, that's pretty much what they need to get the game going. Also, I just want to note builds are locked before they are submitted, so this build is not going to be a 4K4 I need to slug everyone build, unfortunately for Big Beanie, but that's definitely not going to stop him, bro. I can't lie.
yeah, that was an excellent down from Beanie coming in, showing that he knows the locker placements. He's able to take advantage of that. And we see him elect to just kick the pallet in infirmary instead of playing around it. You'll see he's bringing the chase up the map, and this is not a really good pallet to be at. I think this should be the down secured unless there is something. Oh, that was amazing. That was an SB, wasn't it? That was amazing. He managed to get to piano room, and LV Duck has just recovered from his first chase. That was a great play there at that one pallet.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I think that was SB actually, Mikey, as well. As I did see, I didn't actually catch the sprint speed out the door, but I did see he was exhausted. So that actually was sprint burst being used there. So, great play from LV there. Able to, as you said, bring back that sort of, poor first chase that he had. Something I know he'd be a bit upset with. And on the survivor side of Bleedout, I think it's worthy to note that this team, they do not have Jas vibes, actually. I just noticed that. Jas is choosing to sit out of this one, and I believe Saphira is Molan. So sorry if you prefer to go by Saphira. I'll just call you Saphira because that's the in-game name. But yeah, choosing. I think this is the first lineup I've seen them play. I think Saphira is a new member for the team, or maybe they were rostered last season but didn't actually have the privilege of playing a game. But actually going to be able to suit up this time. And as I am talking and Six Hearts is taking a tag, that will be the Tycon already met, and you obviously see the top gen being worked on there. And Beanie knows he has to sort of go there. He's going to try and play for his best result. I really, really do respect him for giving this a red hot crack. And it's 4K4. I don't think he's really tripping too hard. I think he's just kind of just like you said, bro. He has to really establish that baseline for the future to come. Because something that we personally did as well. Not to make it all about me, but we wanted to see if we were good at dredge as well this upcoming week, Mike. And we sort of got. I don't want to say we got proved wrong, but we sort of got shown up a little bit by I believe it was Neckbeard actually, which is quite intriguing. But we're going to see JD here actually break off to that god tile. Speaking of beautiful pathing, Mike, that was actually quite lovely as well. But yeah, I don't think Beanie's going to be too upset once this gen pops. Well, when it does pop, I should say.
Yeah, I think he's playing it to his best ability, and he's able to get to this TP and catch a survival off guard, gets a free tag. That was a great tag he can get, and now bringing Chase to the pallet. Let's see, he's gonna play it with the remnant. Oh, that was excellent pathing. from Saphira, maybe showing why they can be placed on the roster on the dredge sets, because they've clearly been learning the chases.
Broke away. I think it was, common that God window being commed at the start very early. Playing very safe. They're actually, one thing I've noticed about Bleedout, they're actually playing into their exhaustions very, very nicely. And honestly, I probably would have backed Beanie in here, if this was like a fucking 4K 0 win con, bro. And he needed to 4K 1. Probably would have been able to actually back him in here and give him some credit, give him some flowers. But, unfortunately, they did not have the survival result that they wanted. But yeah, there's the gen pop, so that will be the 1-0 to Bleedout. As I said, pretty expected. I don't think anyone's gonna get angry at me when I say that. Oh, as we do get healthy duck, he's having a roller coaster of a game. He got tapped. He's had a a juicer chase, and then he's been tapped again. So yeah, hopefully, I think by probability, he's supposed to have a juicer off the hook next one, I believe. So that should be fun to wait for.
Yeah, we see Beanie trying to find an active gen. He's trying to spot out a survivor he can tag with Sloppy Butcher. As you said, the build was submitted before any results was known. So he's just playing off of what he has, and I think he's holding his own so far. If he's able, oh, he interrupts the pull as well. That's a good result for him if he's able to force a tag away, and now they have to get another survivor to come into trade, possibly extending LV Duck's sentence in this match.
Do you think they can let him die here, or do you think they just send someone in last second to trade?
I think they'll probably send someone in because, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think all God pallets and the courtyard has been used. So if he goes to either of those, then chases should be lasting more for giving them chin pressure.
You're exactly right. I believe only 8 has been used from my knowledge, 8 and 5. So he should still have 11 and the courtyard fillers, as you mentioned, Mikey. So spot on there from you, big fella. He's going to just choose to leave. No, we're actually going to pick up on JD and Six Arts now. So we've got 2 survivors caught sort of in a really awkward position. He's not even going to really choose to play the room, and he's just going to choose to walk it down, entering Nightfall. And we get a bit greedy here from JD. 5 has already been dropped, as we said, and Beanie knows that as well, but he's actually going to swing prematurely. But we are going to still get the down onto JD. LV Duck does get reset in the background, so that actually is quite a good thing for Bleedouts here, because they will probably just take this last 3/4 of the remnant very, very slow. Surprised I didn't see LV Duck crouching there. But we do actually catch Saphira. We're not actually crouching during Nightfall, which is very, very interesting to see. We're going to take a chase quite in a strong location, but we've actually double vaulted into the killer, unfortunately. And, if Beanie gets something going here, it's only Classroom here, so all he has to do is zone this window off, which he is. He's trying to force the vault, but Saphira's playing it very, very patiently. The window's blocked now, so we're just going to commit inside. We're actually going to pick this for Pain Rose, Michael. And, yeah, overall, he's actually playing this very, very... I wouldn't say methodically is the word, but he's definitely bringing his own flavor to it. And we're going to catch out LV Duck, who's the last healthy survivor, bro. So 4 injured survivors now, dude. And that's never a good thing on Midwich.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Oh, and he catches the TP onto LV Duck right there, spot on. And that's why we want to prefer staying healthy when it's Nightfall, so then we can try to guarantee a bit more of a chase. That shows us that now Duck is out of the lobby, as he is on the death hook, and Beanie is deciding to try tunnel now, and let's see what he does, shall we?
In the background there, Mikey, LV Duck, actually, that was his death hook. I didn't actually realize that, actually, but yes, that was his death hook. And this is going to be a 3v1 at 3 now. Sorry, at 2 now. So right on cue, we are going to pop a gen. But yeah, just you almost ponder, Mike, bro. If he was able to, if Ascendance were able to get, even just like a 4K one, as 11 does get dropped there as well. So that will be all the traditional, all the exterior God pellets used. We only have the interior ones left in courtyard now, which he's choosing to just not run to. He's choosing just to play up 1, which is very, very good selection from him. Probably dying away from most of the gens, yeah, he's right outside of the gens. So that's very, very good if you're JD bleed out overall. But we have reached max kicks on that gens, or we are going to reach max kicks very shortly. But yeah, 3v1 at 2. Still got 2 pain reses. Has quite a good build in this position of 4K, even from the beginning. I think Dredge, like I said at the start, it's pretty. If there was a set that I was gonna pick for it to be spam 4K, it would be this one. I think it's just. I don't know. It's a very weird one, bro, because it takes away all the RNG aspects from it, and usually just the best teams win on it. And I think that's what is so good about it. Usually the best team with the most experience will just usually win. And that really can't be argued in any other way or form. And that, I think tonight's games here just sort of, these 2 sets in general, this 1 set in general, these 2 matchups sort of prove that. With the 4K4 from Big Dazza, that's his first game back as well, and mind you, was 3rd in MVP voting last season. So what a great way to start off. And also, I've been yapping this whole time, but Saphira has actually been juicing Beanie up. That's probably the first time I've seen Beanie actually have a chase longer than what seems to be 45 seconds in this trial. But we are just doubling for the 4K1 here, so going for the standard result. JD's going to get caught out here, Mike, and I don't know, you think 4K1, not to, obviously, very well played the Bleedouts, bro. That's not even a given. Nothing can take that away from them. But you almost feel like they could have got, like, outs from this game. You know what I mean? Like, a ton of that came out at 2. Fair enough. But, Bleedout are very, very disciplined. And they're very, very, overall just flawless when it comes to certain sets that involve team play. Overall just, not to, synergy, not to be that guy, but overall synergy. Yeah, I don't know, I feel like they should have got outs from this, bro, but I don't know, maybe just Beanie was too strong in the end. I can't lie. He looked good, bro. If one thing I'll say about Ascendance, dude, that he looked good. Beanie looked very, very good on the killer, and I hope he plays more than just 1 killer, bro. I really do.
Yeah, you're exactly right. We see here he finds the 2 pickups, and this probably is going to result in the 4K1 result. I think that Bleedout played that to the traditional result of getting a 4K1 rather than breeding for a better result. And I think that if they outlasted Nightfall without a down, that would have been outs. And Saphira just had to win a few more 50s, as Saphira was already winning a bunch of them. If they juiced up a bit more, might have been a result of outing, but as we see here, Beanie wraps up the game with a last down, as he's gonna hook every last survivor in the trial. What do you think about this result, Jones?
Honestly, bro, I'm very well played to Bleedout, excuse me. Very, very well played to Bleedout. They definitely deserve a round of applause. Flawless from them, as usual, but I just want to take a couple minutes to talk about Ascendance here, and about particularly Beanie. I know with context, the set was a bit of a throwaway being a 4K4, but just for him to come in and just say, you know what, look, I know we got a shocking result on the Survivor end, but I'm gonna give it a red hot crack. I feel like I'm in good nick, and I want to showcase that like I can do. I want to showcase what I can do essentially, and I feel like that's what he's done, bro. And I feel like if you even just add, like, 2 more killers to this dredge, maybe even just 1 more killer, I feel like Ascendance has something to build off here. And I know Beanie is one of the OG players, bro, so shout out to Beanie, bro, because he's taken a step into unfamiliar territories and pretty much teamed up with a bunch of newbies, if I'm going to be completely honest. Obviously V-Lynx and Devour have a bit of experience, but Big Arch has not really been on a team, Big Hasso I should say, and Ruthless was on a team for a little bit that didn't really eventuate, and I know Devour. Hopefully Source can bounce back next season. But enough of all that rubbish, Michael. Let's get straight into what we know and love, which is Spirit on Wreckers Yaz. Now, I might have overstepped and spoken a little bit when I said that we love it, but I think we could both agree, you and I could agree that Spirit is kind of a chill set. Like, I think we're pretty confident on the Spirit, and it's usual. There's 2 ways you can start it off. You either die You either go, you take your tag, we do catch out someone in the 6 hearts actually then. Ruthless Gem has started this game beautifully, but I was going to say, Michael, that you can either take tag and go shack, or you can either take tag and go death location, and 6 hearts has chosen to go in the middle of both of them and go straight for 7. We haven't been able to make the shack or deep 6 there, Michael, and that's quite actually bad. That's a great start for the Big Ruth.
That was beautiful from Ruthless Gem, finding the stealth instantly and securing the down. That was an amazing start. Couldn't have asked for a better way to start off the match. And looks like here we found LV Duck at around 2. He gets tagged, and we see the pull here. Will he leave? Or he decides to commit, actually. Interesting. He decides to commit the down, maybe try to get a pain rest stack. Oh, that was amazing champion of light use there. Oh, and we see someone around 5 crossing to 6.
Yeah, that was a bit odd. I didn't know what they were doing there. A bit of a headless chook. But no, Mikey, what I was saying before, right? And what I think he's going for here is he's going for his freshest early, bro. Because, you know, I know you've been a little bit tapped out of you know, like the interior stuff of OSL in terms of balancing, but Spirit actually got dropped down to a tier 2. We're in a tier system now, so we got tier 1 to 5 as opposed to A, B, C or whatever. So Spirit actually qualifies as a tier 2 killer, and being on Wrecker's Yard, I think that's a good fit for her, and I think it's a good fit for the survivors. I think that's best case scenario, is what I'm saying. But with it being tier 2, I believe they have Dead Hard at their disposal, but obviously no DS, no Unbreakable, none of the good stuff, no Delhi. So it does make Spirit sets, you know, that little bit more trickier. And I wouldn't be shocked, as we are going to find Saphira out here. And I believe it's going to be 3rd fresh, Michael, if I'm not mistaken. And this is a cracking start for Big Ruthless Gem 93. My God, old boy.
Yeah, he's doing really good to get the quick downs, and he's hooking in what looks like a 4-gen, actually. This bottom setup is pretty good for Ruthless, so if he keeps his downs there, I think he'll do just alright.
Yeah, and like I said, Mikey, 3 fresh at 5 gens, bro. Like, this is good for him. Like, this is like if this is like anyone else, like I think this is a great start. And I mean, what I mean by that is if this is like a veteran comp player, like if this is, you know, just anyone that has played a competitive game of Dead by Daylight, I know, in OSL on Killer, you know, this is a great result. And for the Ruthless Gem's first game of Killer, he's playing this ecstatically well. Ecstatically. Like, I don't even know if that's a word, but if it is, ecstatically is the word I would use. And we are going to actually see a really cool play there from Saphira. She's actually going to tap the heel right in the midst of that chase. And that was actually very, very beautiful. One thing I noticed, Mikey, he's short phasing quite a lot. You know, when you watch good spirits and the more experienced spirits, I should say, in the scene, I know you would probably say that they don't tend to short phase a lot. What is the negatives of, you know, short phasing? I noticed they get recharged back a little bit quicker, or is short phasing the play in most instances?
I think just short phasing allows the survivors to path more efficiently, and it opens the door for more 50s for the spirit. If you fully phase, use your entire phase duration, you almost guarantee that the survivor has to reply in terms of your phasing, and it will force a 50 out of the survivor. If you fully phase like at a drop pallet, it'll probably force the survivor to slow vault or 50 or hold a W. Most times you can guarantee a tag with it. If you short phase, you don't guarantee the tag most times. And here we see me get proven wrong in a positive caster's curse. And he finds 6 hearts double backing in the short phase. However, here's the perfect example of using the full phase. He did that perfectly. He forced the 50 and he secured the down. That was beautiful.
Did you catch that, bro? I think 6 hearts.
Yeah, that was a dead hard.
Yeah. You saw that as well?
Yeah, I saw that at the end of the phase.
Unlucky. So 6 hearts trying to actually predict Ruthless Gem's phase there. Probably like you said, bro, probably just predicting a short phase, I think. And when he actually took the long phase, it probably took 6 hearts by a bit of a shock. And, you know, probably knows, you know, next time that he has to wait a bit more patient. But This is really good from Ruthless Gem. He's got 3 fresh 4 at the moment. He does have a tunnel out in this game. Now the gens are chugging away, which could be a problem. I know 10 has a bit of progress, and I know we just saw down 4 has a bit of progress. So 6 Arts' chase does have to last. He does have Dead Hard, so this can be actually last. Now the problem is though, we are gonna have to get a body from LV Duck very early, and it doesn't really give him a lot of room to maneuver out of Deep 6, although he is not going to get cut off by Ruthless. The phase comes back very, very quick. Now, one phase is all it's going to take, and we are going to wait at the Dead Hard early, so Ruthless Gem showing some real great promise. But the problem is, Michael, I think this gen here is going to pop. No, he's actually going to be able to hook on top of the active. Ruthless Gem showing some amazing skill here in this game, and doesn't have pop, which is going to be a problem, but I believe his last fresh is Jonathan Dazzler, the big man himself, so he might have to commit down for him, might have to find that pain resident, might have to get it down, although looking for LV Dark and getting that eruption proc is just as sweet, I think, Michael, here, as we do see Saphira all the way down deep 12. He's actually very interesting choosing to commit all the way down for this, which is something I would not agree with, I don't think.
Yeah, I think with Ruthless Gem's ability to get the downs, I think if he just keeps on bouncing his eruptions on his gens, I think we could see a decent result out of this. It's most probably going to be out, but if he does this to perfection, then we might be able to see a 4K 0 in our hands. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it can be. I think 4K1's out of the question. I think Bleedout's too good of a team to let 4K1 happen from here. If they do get, if Ruthless does somehow manage to get a 4K1 from this position, I will genuinely clap my hands for him and give him his flowers that he deserves. This gen at 5. I mean, we say this though, Mike, but look at this fucking 3 gen he has, bro. He has Shaq 5 and 6, bro. So tighter than you know what, bro. And I think if eventually if he just plays disciplined enough, bro, and we do, like I said, if we keep playing disciplined enough, bro. Hopefully this isn't life prediction. No, unlucky.
Oh.
To get the free tag, and you know he's actually, I think we saw the double back there, maybe we did, maybe my eyes deceive me, but yeah, Mikey, if he plays a bit disciplined, he should be able to 4K 0 this, as I said. But you know, we're not going to be able to get the tag. We actually make that, which is absurd that we're actually making that. I believe Saphira has to be OCE if we're making that. There's no way, but we are going to get that tag, and I would suspect that the bro is just going to leave and go back to the hooks. No, he's actually going to commit. So Ruthless Gem says, I don't care. Pop the gen. I'm just going to commit for my stages at this point. I don't want to just keep kicking gens over and over. Now, the thing is, Michael, right? If once he hooks this, he'll have 3-6, right? Now, if he finds JD, that makes it 4-9 if he camps out JD. That's actually I would argue that's a brilliant result on the Spirit, bro. Brilliant.
Yeah, I agree with you. He's playing this well, and he's definitely giving Bleedout a run for their money. We see here LV Duck was 99ing the gen, so you can bait him in, and it looks like it worked. And ooh, that 99 SCB with Champion of Light. That was great to get out of that dead zone. And it seems like they'll be able to out, as we see the exit gate light right there. You can see all the bulbs open, and that should be an out with JD out guaranteed.
Yeah, JD's going to get out of this trial. Oh, I mean, maybe he's not. He just ran into the map. Now, if I was Ruthless, I'd make a big heads-up play, and I would just go after JD. He hasn't done that in this instance. I think he hasn't flicked over, so maybe the inexperience showing through on Big Ruthless Gen. I would have liked to see him flick over to JD there, play for max stages, but playing a bit safer, he's just going to choose to commit LV Duck instead, and I believe this will be... we're not going to actually make the Shack belt there, so there's going to be a 2K8, Michael, if I'm not mistaken. 2K 3 fresh 8 stage, which, honestly, bro, I think we just need to clap our hands for Ruthless Gem here. That's quite a good performance as your first Spirit match in... I just hope that the pressure doesn't get to all of them, respectfully. I mean that genuinely, I mean that sincerely, and I hope they're able to, you know, rise above it all, and just honestly, if they can 7-stage, 6-stage this JD's killer right now, which I'm assuming it's going to be JD, it might be LV Dark. I'm assuming it's JD though. If they can do that, bro, I will be very pleased. Just with the first week of OSL, I'm already pleased with the first week of games, bro. I'm so in love with just everything about OSL. It's LV Duck! LV Duck's gonna have to defend his crown, bro, against Ascendance. Oh, I love this. What a story, Michael. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this is looking to be a fun match to watch. The big Hassa is gonna debut on Spirit as well. I'm excited to see that. And yeah, I was personally in the VC when you made that vow of let's see if he gets a set win. And I'll be laughing if we get to live experience you eating your words.
I mean, look, okay, just for the people at home, I don't want to, good stuff. Big Hasso stuffing. Hopefully, he doesn't get found here. Big Archie. Is he able to elude LV Duck here? He's actually able to elude LV Duck. So plus points for Arch there. Well done, big fella. Good to see you going. Good to see. I think the Cats won on the weekend too, so I'd be right with that as well. But no, well played. We've already got this gen pumping away too. This is actually quite bad for LV Duck. I think we're about a minute into the trial. We have not got a tag. I'm not sure what he's doing all the way over here. He's looking for the deli. Now, he probably suspects, sorry, not the deli, just looking for a stealth, I should say so, because there is no deli on tier 2. But, no, yeah, it would be very funny if I was eating my words live on stream, Michael. But, we are going to get a quick down for what it's worth. But that's going to be a gen done. That's the first gen done for the first chase, Michael. So this pain res that he's going to have on this hook right here kind of doesn't mean jack shit. I'm assuming LV Duck will take it anyway because it's quite a good hook location, bro. But yeah, I don't know, Beanie. I mean, Big House is going to have to owe his team a couple beverages after this one, bro, if they're able to pull out a good performance because they're double splitting as well, Michael. Oh, they're so on, Mikey. They are so on for this.
Yeah, this is what I meant by having a more traditional set that can showcase a team's macro. Dredge was kind of expected for a newer team to struggle in, and we can see here the beautiful macro of FTPing the unhook. So then we force the tunnel. That's just beautiful. And we can see they're actually playing this really well. If you put Anonymous on all of these names, I wouldn't be able to tell you this was Team Ascendance, if I'm being completely honest.
Quite compelling from you, but I'll be actually so for real. That's quite an interesting take, and I would actually agree with that take. And the problem was, Big Beanie's actually died quite centralized here in the gens. Could be a little bit of an issue. I would have liked to see him maybe make that 11 edge, and yeah, unfortunately, he's going to be hooked on top of 11 now. Now, hopefully, this isn't going to start, taking the back pedal. For Ascendance, but that's going to be a tag onto V-Links. Like I said, on top of the most active, he's probably just going to choose to commit V-Links for what I'm assuming will be his third fresh year. V-Links actually choosing to run the bus pallet here, and LV Duck choosing to play a bit defensive. I think it's not fair for me to critique Ruthless, not critique LV Duck here. I think we should be committing this, big man. I don't see why we shouldn't be committing this. I mean, he's probably just trying to protect his gens. That's very fair, very, very, very fair. But I feel like if you commit that and get an early down, Michael, I feel like you put Bleedout into a position, well, LV Duck in a position where he has to. Oh, sorry, you put Ascendance in a position where they actually have to, force rotations now, and it puts a bit of a stint in their game plan. But now Ascendance just can sit gens for free. Even though V-Links is their third fresh that's been hooked, and he, got grabbed off that hook exchange. They're still sitting gens for free in the background. Although the 7th stage right now, I would not say is on. They're playing well. And actually, Beanie's going to win that as well. Well played to Beanie, Heart Minna.
Yeah, that was...
Oh!
Oh, and we see the miss swing allows him to win a 50. And he wins the 50 as well. He jiggies down to 6. Probably playing the pallet till his death and dying corner. This buys him valuable time, and this is a very unique chase that I'm watching with a Dead Hard used. Dead Hard for distance no longer exists in this modern patch, but he dies at corner and he manages to buy his team very valuable time.
Now, I want to just take a moment to say they played this 4v1 quite well for how it's the Beanie being... Is he dead? He's not even dead, bro. Oh my god, that's so unnecessary. I was about to speak out of my ass because I thought Beanie was dead. He's not even fucking dead. Bro, they are so on to this. I don't know, Big Casso's sitting his chunky ass across the map on a gen as well. Not even the gen that LV Duck is going to. So what's going on here? We've got the most progressed gen is actually 7. I don't think LV Duck spotted this out. I think he's going to go over there and check now. Yeah, he definitely is. He's not gonna. He's choosing not to actually go over there and look at it. Okay, no, he is. Okay, he is. He's gonna take a peek at it. He does see it chugging away. He probably says to himself, "What the heck is? Why is this gen so high? Why are they sitting this so close?" And hopefully, we do see in the background a pool. I don't know if Beanie's going to be actually able to last off this, but we do see V-Links all the way on another gen at 2. The pool has came through. Now, with Beanie being the FTP player, there is no FTP set up here, so he's just going to have to last. He's just going to have to last, and I don't think he's going to actually be able to have to last. He's got Dead Hard, so I think LV Duck knows that, so it's going to be a battle of the nutrition here. Hopefully, Beanie can create a moment for himself here and hit the Dead Hard. No, LV Duck's just going to swing straight away. Very upsetting if you're Beanie Hartminer there, but honestly, it's insane. They're gonna pop the double here. They should pop the double. They will pop the double. So 3v1 at 1 gen, Michael. So what needs to happen here is they need to start splitting the 2 furthest gens, which would, in this instance, would probably be... Would you go for 2 and Shaq here, or would you go 2 and 5, Michael? Maybe 2 and Shaq, because it's a bit more advantageous, maybe, I think is probably the play here. I'm not too sure. I'll probably go 2 and Shaq out. I would be coming from our team to do 2 and Shaq, I think. And yeah, I definitely would be. And then dying maybe, what, deep 11, Mike, maybe?
Yeah, he'll probably be dying 11, I reckon. So then he can get most progression on Shaq.
Kicks it with Eruption. I'm just pondering to myself, like, what's the play for LV Duck here? Because it's so this is like a very stagnant moment in the set because they're all healthy. He's patrolling gens, he's kicking him, but the problem is for LV Duck, right, that tips it in Ascendance's favor, is the fact that these gens actually have progress. 5 has progress. Now, if Ascendance do what I think they should do, they start Shaq now, and they should have already started Shaq, and they should have some progress on it now. We are going to catch V-Links out here at 2, so not getting the comm through that he's pre-leaving. Actually ran into a bit of a wall there. I do hope that he does have a life. He doesn't have life. He does have sprint burst. So LV Duck's going to have to win this, and Lynx is going to go down in quite an okay location, not the best def location you could ask for. LV Duck's going to be able to drag, not onto the pain res, but he's going to be able to hook deep 12, and we are going to see the eruption onto what I believe is the big Hasso down at 5 edge here. That might have been Ruthless. I think he actually saw Ruthless behind the rock. He's going to choose to kick the gen, I think, or maybe just get a heal. Huge. 5 is chugging away quite a lot as well. We did see the big Hasso, so he knows, excuse me, where the big Hasso is. And it's going to be interesting to see what LV Duck does here, because I think oh no, so they were both bottom. So does LV Duck know they were both bottom? He must, if he's committing this, he must know.
This is looking like a bit of a comeback from LV Duck. The gens are regressing. He finds another tag. He commits this. This is pain res. I'm pretty certain it's pain res, and this will just tip the favors in his... he gets the down as well. And he's going to hook on the hill, I'm assuming, for the pain res. Oh, this is actually looking really good for LV Duck now.
Yeah, and yeah, that heel hook just makes it, you'd almost wish that, the bird, unlucky. It's not the best F location from the big Hasso. He's ran into the gens and got himself hooked on the gens as the last fresh here, so might actually be the reason his team is not going to be able to, pull this win con out, Mikey. And that's actually the 4-6, Michael. So the next stage, no matter what, I believe, is the win for LV Duck. So well played, LV Duck, this far up into the game, no matter what. We are going to catch V-Links out here and get a tag on him. But I think with this hook state, it's kind of over now, because he's hooked on top of 5. Ruthless Gem's gonna take a tag now, so it's not looking good, bruv. It's hard to figure out. It's hard to think of how Ascendance gonna be able to come back from this, because I just don't think that it's gonna be possible. With this hook that I have been so often alluding to, that is so terrible to have. But every duck sees the crow fly up, I should say, and honestly, I don't think the survivors are really doing much right now. And what can you do? They are resetting, actually. So that's quite good. They are resetting. They're going to let Big Hasso go seconds for a reset. The issue is, what do you do from here? Like, I guess you just set sprint burst up for the pool and just have the burst on Shaq maybe. And Doc's actually going to choose to go look for the reset. I don't think he's actually anywhere near. I think they're kind of more centralized. He actually does see them. Did you not see them? I swear he saw them. So he didn't see them. Okay, well, I saw them from LV Duck's point of view. So I don't know how he didn't see them. So unlucky for LV Duck not to catch that reset out there. But yeah, you almost felt like they could out this game, Mikey. You almost felt like they could, bro. And I don't want to call it too early, bro. But yeah, I think LV Duck's in a very, very commanding spot right now, bro. I can't lie.
Yeah, exactly right. That hook on the hill probably sealed the fate of the match and might have even sealed a 4K1 if this tunnel goes quick enough. 2v1 is a pretty hard circumstance to be in against the Spirit, and he finds Hasso, and he goes down without resistance. Oh, this is not looking good.
I mean, yeah, that's gonna be the death on to Big Hasso there, and as you said, bro, it's like, what can you do from this point through? The bro was hooked in the middle of the gens, and I hope Ascendance look back, and particularly Big Hasso looks back being the captain at this game, and looks and says, that's my fault, guys. Puts his hand up. Any good captain in this situation can acknowledge that he's made a mistake in this instance, and I know Big Hasso is definitely the guy that will be kicking himself watching this replay back, knowing that he made quite a mistake like that. And I don't think I'm being hard on Big Hasso, so don't all yell at me in the chat. I'm not being hard on him. He's worked very, very hard. And Big Hasso, Mark, I think you got to agree with me, bro. Big Hasso's determination is like A1 to get better at this game, bro. But that will actually, I don't know if I think we must have said it before, but that actually will be the 2-0 to Bleedout. So LV Duck getting some reps on some killer grinds. I don't want to say I'm shocked that he's playing Spirit. I'm actually quite happy that he's getting reps on Spirit. Very well played to LV Ducky, but Ruthless Gem is actually sitting on the jet in the background. I don't want to speak too early, but as I said, we can probably still get outs from this. Holy moly, but we are going to sort of inside text Spirit there, the Spirit, and yeah, that's going to be V-Links going down, and I believe this will spell the second hook for him. And honestly, man, we're choosing the slug, so we're going to go for the 4K here. Maybe LV Duck getting a little bit extra stat gen maybe might pop, I'm not too sure. And have we spotted him? I think he's seen him. He's definitely seen him. Yeah, he's definitely spotted him out behind this tire, behind this bin, sorry. So, well played LV Duck, well played to Ascendance as well. That was quite an interesting matchup, back and forth, I would agree. I think you would agree with me, Mike. I think Ascendance had a great performance today. I think Bleedout had a very, very traditional standard performance, and I mean that in the context of this is stuff we've seen them do before. They were usually put down the lesser experienced teams, in that regard. So it's good to see them, starting off the season very well. I know they are also, this is actually a Group C matchup as well, our group, Mikey. So it's actually a very big matchup for both of us in terms of just team placement. So